Hello once again guys, today I will recap a movie titled I Am Love. So let's start. In the beginning of the movie, we are shown a very rich and famous family in Italy. This family runs a successful textile business. The business has been started years ago by the head of family, Ed Sr., whose wife name is Allegra. They have a son, whose name is Dan, and he is married to Emma. Emma is Russian. Dan and Emma have 2 sons and a daughter. Daughter's name is Eliza, while elder son's name is Juan, and younger one is Ed Jr. Later we see Ed Sr.'s birthday and family plans a dinner. Emma is working in the kitchen, and then only Ed Jr. enters the kitchen. He has lost a horse race, and so he feels sad today. He tells his mother that he is planning to marry Eva. He further adds that he is calling Eva for dinner tonight. Later we see in the dinner table that everyone has been served a soup prepared by Emma. Only Emma knows the recipe of this soup, and Ed Jr. is very fond of this soup from his childhood. During the dinner, Ed Sr. declares that he is retiring and will give his business to his son Dan and his grandson Ed Jr. Now everybody including Dan is surprised at how this old man can give his half of his business to his grandson. And then Eliza gifts her own maid painting Ed Sr. He doesn't react at all, and so Eliza is sad about it. Then her grandmother because of this starts cheering up. Then only we see Antonio, one of Ed's friend, enter the house. Ed lost his horse match with Antonio today. Antonio is chef in his father's restaurant. He brings a cake to Ed, which is prepared by him. Then Emma comes there and starts talking to Antonio and is very much impressed by him. Next day Emma finds a CD and a letter from Ed's cloth. She reads the letter and finds out that Eliza is not interested in boys and instead is in love with girl. Eliza wrote this letter to Ed because she believes that only Ed in the family can understand her feelings and is broad-minded too. Emma is a bit emotional reading this letter and accepts the truth in Eliza's relationship. Later we see, Ed comes to meet Antonio to his restaurant and offers him a catering service for his girlfriend's birthday party. Ed adds up to Antonio that he is going to propose Eva on her birthday. During the talk, Antonio tells Ed that he's not happy with his father's business and wants to open his new restaurant. Then Ed offers him a proposal to open his new restaurant in his father's vacant land, which Antonio is happy to accept. Later at the party, Antonio is cooking food, where Emma comes and starts helping him. In this process, they come close to each other. Party is at its full, and Emma isn't present there, instead she is with her husband Dan. Dear Dan says to Emma that he wants to sell this business but is afraid that Ed will not let him do so, being a half owner of it. The next day, Emma, Allegra, and Eva go to Antonio's restaurant for a lunch. Here Antonio prepares a special cuisine for Emma. But Emma is flattered and is more attracted towards him. Later we see Emma is talking to her daughter Allegra. Allegra shows some pictures of her girlfriend. Then Emma tells her that she should what she feels is best for her. Days pass by and Emma is spotted in the market where she sees Antonio and starts following him. Antonio too spots Anna and understands why Emma is following her. They both crash it outside a bookstore and pretend that they met coincidentally. Here Antonio reveals that he and Ed are starting a new restaurant soon. Then from here he takes Emma to his house, which is at a beautiful location. Now in the house they come very close and get intimate. After some days Ed Sr. passes by and the Dan decides to sell the company. He calls the meeting and where majority of shareholders agree to sell the company. Ed didn't want to sell the company, but the majority was against his wish and to which he is not happy at all. Happy Dan decides to throw a party next week. Now Ed is shown to Antonio's restaurant and offers to organize the party. He additionally gives the restaurant papers to Antonio and leaves. Day by day Emma and Antonio's relationship get more strong. Emma now spends most of her time with Antonio and they often get intimate. Emma reveals how she met Dan in Russia and how they got married. Emma even gives the recipe of Ed's favorite soup and teaches him to cook. Antonio cuts Emma's hair to shorten up so that she may feel a different person. Later we see that Ed comes to Antonio's house where no one is there. He finds Emma's hair on the ground and ignores it completely. During the party, Antonio is at work and Emma accompanies him quite well. Ed's mood is not well, and then only Eva comes to him tells him that she is pregnant of him. Listen to this, Ed becomes happy and joyful. During the dinner time, Ed's favorite soup is been served on the table. Here Ed adds all the connections and realizes that it was Emma's hair in Ancho's house. He comes to the truth that his mother Emma is having an affair with his friend. He is furious about it and leaves the place angrily. Emma goes behind him. They both indulge in a verbal fight. In the process Ed slips and his head strikes to stone. He is rushed to the hospital. After long medical treatment he dies. Emma is shocked by her son's death. In the funeral, Ed feels guilty and reveals the truth of her infidelity to Dan. Dan tells her to leave the house. As she packs her belongings to leave the house, Eliza comes there. She realizes the truth that her mother is listening to her heart and doesn't say a word. Later we see Emma and Antonio in a cave. And the movie ends here. I hope you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below which movie should I recap next.